Have you ever stopped to think about the humble toolbox sitting in your garage or shed? It is not just a collection of hammers and screwdrivers. That box holds stories, history, and a surprising amount of cultural weight. Today, we are diving into why toolboxes matter more than you might realize. Stick around, because this everyday object might just change how you see the world. Welcome back to Objectified, the channel where we unpack the hidden lives of the things around us. I am your host, and today we are cracking open the toolbox. This is not about DIY tips or how to fix a leaky faucet. Instead, we are exploring where toolboxes come from, how they have evolved, and why they have become a cultural icon. From ancient craftsmen to modern makers, the toolbox has been there, quietly shaping society. Let us get started. Toolboxes go way back. Think about the first humans who figured out how to shape a rock into a cutting tool. They needed a way to carry those tools around. Early evidence shows up in ancient Egypt, where workers building the pyramids used wooden boxes to hold chisels and mallets. These were not fancy, but they were practical. Fast forward to medieval Europe, and blacksmiths and carpenters started personalizing their tool chests. These boxes were often made of oak or cedar, with leather straps for portability. They were not just storage, they were a craftsman's lifeline. In Japan, during the Edo period, artisans carried lacquered boxes called inro for small tools, blending function with beauty. The toolbox was born out of necessity, but it quickly became a symbol of skill and identity. As societies grew, so did the toolbox. The Industrial Revolution changed everything. Factories popped up, and workers needed portable kits to maintain machines. Metal toolboxes started replacing wooden ones because they were tougher and could handle the grind. By the early 20th century, companies like Stanley and Craftsman were mass-producing toolboxes for the average person. Suddenly, owning a toolbox was not just for professionals, it was for everyone. Then came the space race. NASA engineers designed ultralight compact toolkits for astronauts. These were not your average hardware store finds, they had to work in zero gravity. Today, we have smart toolboxes with built-in sensors and USB ports. The toolbox has gone from a simple wooden box to a high-tech companion, adapting to every era. So why does the toolbox matter culturally? It is more than a container. It represents self-reliance. In America, the toolbox became a staple of the post-war boom. Families bought homes, cars, and appliances, and fixing things yourself was a point of pride. Shows like Home Improvement turned the toolbox into a pop culture star, with Tim Allen grunting over his latest project. Across the pond, in Britain, the toolbox tied into the make-do and mend ethos of World War II. People repaired what they had because resources were scarce. In indigenous communities, toolboxes often hold traditional instruments, passed down through generations, connecting people to their roots. Even in art, think of Frida Kahlo's paintings. She used tools as metaphors for resilience. The toolbox is a quiet hero, symbolizing ingenuity and survival across cultures. Let us lighten things up with some toolbox trivia. Did you know the most expensive toolbox ever sold was a custom Rolls-Royce set that went for over $100,000 at auction? It was plated in gold and came with a matching car. On the flip side, the smallest functional toolbox fits in your pocket. It is a Swiss Army knife, packing multiple tools into a tiny frame. Here is a wild one. In 2019, a toolbox left on the International Space Station accidentally floated away during a spacewalk. It became space junk, orbiting Earth for months. And get this, toolboxes have starred in movies like Home Alone, where Kevin's uncle uses one to rig traps. These little boxes pack a bigger punch than you might expect. The toolbox is not flashy. It sits in the corner, gathering dust until you need it. But that is exactly why it matters. It is a testament to human creativity, adaptability, and grit. From ancient artisans to space explorers, the toolbox has been there, holding the tools that build our world. Next time you see one, take a second to appreciate its story. What is in your toolbox? Do you have a favorite tool or a memory tied to one? Drop it in the comments. I would love to hear about it. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe to Objectified, and tap the bell so you never miss an episode. We have got more everyday objects to explore, and I want you along for the ride. Thanks for hanging out with me today on Objectified. The toolbox might seem ordinary, but it is proof that even the simplest things can carry a big legacy. See you in the next one. Till then, keep curious.